Hello guys, and welcome to I Punt Smart Racing from Kenilworth. We start off with the first only at 20 to 2, so it is a very late start. And in the first, Arundel and Little Doe is my first two choices, with the only runner for Jeff Woodruff, with Greg Shane on board. Regards to all, my third choice. Casa Rosada, my fourth choice. I think 4, 8, and 3 is enough in the bipod here. The second race has a greenie, Captain Dizzy, and it is a valid, decent greenie. I think it should be right there. Captain Dizzy, the first choice. Second choice, Glenn Puller's only runner for the day with Chele on board, Picketberg Alley, and third choice, Mount Greylock, Dennis Dreyer. Could be anything after a bit of a break with best median speed and exact distance, median speed, and the bat curve. So 1, 7, and 6 in my bipod. The bigger bipod also gets the 9 West Coast Pirate at 20 to 1. Shows the best statistical form, and does come from a bit of a rest for some improvement. In the third race, and here is my best bet for the day, Iris. I think Iris should be able to beat Mirage, and I'll just look at those two quickly because those are my only two, 6 and 1 in the bipod on the PA, and then the 3 and 5 II, and Dirty Nelly, the other two for pick 6 purposes. But looking at Iris's form over the 1,000 meters, the 55 kilograms, the last run, Fillies and Mares 89 when Greg Shane was taking the ride, 58.21 on the adjusted time, versus Mirage, 58.26, carrying 58 kilos. But Mirage is going 2.5 up, and Iris is going 1 down. So the weight off the back should definitely help. Greg Shane has won with it twice now. Sorry, only the one time, the 1,000-meter Durbanville track. But the improvement's been nice on the last two runs, both being better bat figures, 1.18 and naught versus Mirage as 1.71. So not a lot between them, apart from Iris getting a much better return for me. And I think Iris is able to beat Mirage in this race. For third, my next choice, and Dirty Nelly for fourth, with the 7 and 6 bat figures here. But I think Iris and Mirage is the two to fight this race out, and Iris my best bet for the day. In the fourth, it could either be as easy as Forgetful Girl winning this race, but looking at it a bit closer, it could be a bit tougher than that as well. The 10 after the storm at 20 to 1, Michael Robinson's last for the day, with Carty again taking the ride. The bat figures here was really decent, and he maintained that going up to 1,200 meters, and his adjusted time of 61.78 over the 1,200 meters is pretty good comparing in this field. Forget the Girl 61.67 in this field as well. And Carty retains the ride. I think after the storm at 20 to 1 is a good little backup. And then my next best is another 20 to 1, Subterfuge. And Subterfuge has also been pretty close enough, with Winnar taking the ride, 2.55 behind the winner on the 19th of December. And the fourth choice, Go Lightly, that now also gets a gear change, and his bat figures is 11.03 over the exact portion distance, second best behind Forgetful Girl. But if I look at these runs against one another, and there's a lot of collateral form here, then there's not a whole lot between them, but the betting suggests that it should just be a runaway victory, but the length is not a whole lot between them. So yes, I do agree Forgetful Girl should beat them, but there's a lot of value in After the Storm and Subterfuge and Go Lightly. in this race. I've made a note previously of Valgardenia even, so wouldn't be surprised if Valgardenia wins. And then interesting change in jockey with Greg Shane that's taking the ride on Mercy Buku. And on that 26th of December run, Forgetful Girl was 1.5 lengths behind the winner. Mercy Buku was only 4.2 lengths behind the winner, so only 2.7 lengths difference between these two. Um, and now the difference is that Greg Shane is taking the ride. So I don't think you should be leaving Mercy Buku out of your pick six in this race. To be quite honest with you, I think it could prove to be worthwhile putting in those roughies. In the fifth race, I think it's also going to be a little bit of a tough affair. I've gone with Silver Sailor as my first choice, Scented Mistress as my second, So Flawless third, Major Attraction fourth, Silver Maria fifth, and all of them have included in my bipod and PA, and pick 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. In the sixth race, I quite like the chances of Rattle Mouse here on collateral form, and the fact that Richard Fourie is riding it today makes it even more appealing, because you can see they're getting serious when Richard Fourie now takes the ride. He was second on him way back, but that's been in a year ago when Richard Fourie was riding him. His last runs was good enough. His two 1800 Kenilworth runs does give him the best and the second best blue bat, exact course and exact distance bats. And there's a lot of collateral form amongst them, but the important part here is that Richard Fourie is now taking the ride, and I think that is going to help him more than Carty taking the ride. Bold Diva has beaten him on the last occasion when the Jama, and you can see 5.75 versus 5.85, and the 2000 may have just been a little bit too far, because the 19th of December the bat figures were way better, 6 lengths better, and he's going to need that today, given that he's carrying 5 kilos more on Rattle Mouse, and Bold Diva is carrying only 1 kilo more. So Flame Tree is my second choice. Blink is now fitted as well. Also that 2000 Jama run, he wasn't all that far behind the rest. You can see 6.15, 5.75 and 5.85, all of them quite close together. So if Rattle Mouse doesn't win based on now getting Richard Fourie on board, then it does go quite open. Then all of Flame Tree, Miss Smarty Pants, Bold Diva, and Rosalie Runs, and even Jacqueline, which is the favorite, funny enough. But yeah, I can see the 13 to 1 price on him last time, and now getting 6.5 kilos more is not going to help him here. And his best 1800 Kenilworth Blue Bat at 39 lengths is also not going to help him here. See 29 here, 21 here, 26, 33, and 10 on Bold Diva, and then a 3 and a 7 here on Rattle Mouse. So I quite like the chances of Rattle Mouse in this race. In the seventh, Candice Bass Robinson might be doing a double after Iris in the second race, but after that it is very open. So Mr. Cobbs, No Laying Up, Skidoo, and Mr. Vargas, my first four, with Winter Flight, Dragon Power, and Brave Tiger. It is the last leg of the jackpot, and quite frankly, any one of them can win, if you ask me, but I do prefer Mr. Cobbs over No Laying Up and Skidoo, with Mr. Vargas my fourth choice. And then in the very last, I do think that the bat figures on Empress Decree is really decent here, 10 lengths better than the rest, and the fact that Aldo Doormeyer is taking the ride. So I do think that between Empress Decree and What a Man, this is where it's going to happen. Doormeyer, as you notice here, has been on What a Man. He ran 5th year. He also ran 3rd year and he also ran third here and ran sixth here on What a Man, so he knows exactly what he's getting from What a Man, and he has decided to jump onto Emperor's Decree, which is the only runner for Billy Prestige today, and he had a lot of support from 8 into 3.5 on his previous run. So Empress Decree and What a Man, my first two choices in the last race here, with my next best being Line of Power, Greg Shane, and I think the 1, 6 and 10 is perhaps enough. Maybe the 8 Baltimore Jack is my fourth choice. And then in the bigger perm of the pick 6, 3, 4 and 7, Barney McGrew, Cape of Storms and Fighter. As far as Kenilworth is concerned, the one I like the most, yeah, I actually think hedging between Empress Decree and What a Man is not a bad idea. I like Mr. Cobbs here or anything. If Mr. Cobbs can't win, Rattle Mouse is a decent runner for me in this race. This is proving to be a little bit open. FM Fillies and Mares 84, race 4, Forgetful Girl or anything. So either Forgetful Girl to win or the Roughies After the Storm 20-1, Subterfuge 20-1, and Mercy Buku 14-1 is all in there with a shout. In the third race, I think Iris is my best bet for the day to beat Mirage, and then in this race, Captain Dizzy with Greg Shane now taking the ride looks pretty decent to me as well. But your roughies here, Picketberg Alley and Bumrah. And then in the very first, I do think that Arundel and Little Doe is for the win, and regards to all maybe for the third spot with Casa Rosada in fourth. That's it, guys. Have a great day. Speak again tomorrow.